everyone, this is NBC News, and today we have with us our honorable guest, the Ambassador of Tunisia, His Excellency Mr. Nejmeddine Lakhal. What can you tell us about Tunisia, and how are you working to promote Tunisian culture in India?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for having me. And I think there are a lot of things that I can say about Tunisia. It takes more than an hour to tell you all about Tunisia, but I'll try to tell you what is most important about Tunisia. First of all, it's the history of Tunisia, the civilization of Tunisia. So Tunisia, it's a very old nation. It goes back more than 5,000 years ago. So modern Tunisia is ancient Carthage. And I think the Indian people are very familiar with the Carthage, which has been founded in 1814 BC by the Queen Didan, Alisa. So throughout history, Tunisia witnesses a lot of civilization, start by the Phoenician and then the Roman, the Byzantine, the Turkish, so there are many. It's a country which is very rich when it comes to history and culture and civilization and tradition. So today it's an Arab Muslim country, as I said, with a very old civilization. So it's a very open and moderate country. It gained its independence in 1956 from the French colonial rules. Then after that, it's a country that worked very hard for the development of its people, for its development in many key areas, education, and to which about 30% of the budget have been allocated. So we can say during the last 62 years, Tunisia has achieved a lot of progress. So when it comes to the country, I think it's one of the first countries who had adopted the constitution. In fact, the old first constitution of the country goes back to the 18th century. It's one of the first countries who abolished slavery in the 18th century. If we talk about the statue of the woman, one of the most progressive nations when it comes to human rights, women's rights, women's emancipation. In fact, just after the independence, Tunisia was among the first countries to adopt family status, so which equal right between men and women, because we believe that women and men are equal when it comes to right, and then you can't have a healthy society if you don't have this quality between the two sides. They both have a very major and very important role for the development of the society of the country. So today we can say after 62 years of independence, we achieved a lot of progress, a lot of achievements. And you may recall that in 2011, Tunisia had undergone what we call the Jasmine Revolution, which is a revolt, very peaceful revolt against the dictatorship at the time. It was very peaceful, and then it succeeded. The success, it's not a secret. There is no secret recipe for the success of the radical change that happened in Tunisia since 2011. It's because there are ingredients for change in Tunisia. As I just explained, it's very open and moderate country. So those ingredients help the country achieve what they achieve today. So I think a couple of minutes, it's not enough to talk about Tunisia, to say everything about Tunisia, but that's mainly what can I tell about Tunisia.
As an essential responsibility of an ambassador, it's your job to maintain good relations with the Indians and with India. So, what are some activities that you have initiated for this purpose?
My role as a representative of Tunisia in India is to further promote, diversify, and enhance the relationship at all levels, political levels, economic levels, and cultural level. So that's, of course, we'll do it through our interaction with officials at the Ministry of External Affairs and different departments. We'll do it with our interconnection and contact with the private sector when it comes to economy. And we'll also do it through people-to-people contact, because we think that people contact is very important. And I think we have a lot of similarity between Tunisian and Indian. There are a lot of shared value, and people can play a very important role beside the role of diplomats or officials to maintain and to enhance and to consolidate the relationship between the two countries. So we do, beside our official contact, of course, we take part in exhibition, we take part in lectures. So whenever there is occasion to promote Tunisia-India relation, I think today India and Tunisia has an excellent relationship, long-standing relations that are excellent, and we are working to make them better.
You are currently serving as an ambassador in India, and it's your very first posting here. So, what are some striking impressions of this country?
Well, I know India since I was a kid. Since I was young, we used to go to watch movies. So through Bollywood, we are very familiar with India. So the second thing about India and Tunisia similarity, it's we both countries have suffered from the colonial rules and then get their independence after that. So India, it's a huge continent. It's not only a country. It's a very diversified country. It's a beautiful country. So that makes you feel home. So Indian people are very friendly. And as I said, we have a lot of value that we share. And when you have two countries with with very old civilization, I think the contact is very easy. India has very old civilization, so Tunisia is. So I think the people of both countries have civilization. This is the solid foundation for any country. And when you have two people that have this old civilization, the contact and the interaction is very easy. So India is impressive, not for me only, but for everybody who visited India. So I'm very glad to be here. It's my first posting as head of mission. I'm very glad to be posted in India. So each day I discover something. So my days are very busy, my weeks are very busy. I think when you are in India, you need 48 hours a day and 8 days a week to be able to do the half of what you can do. So there are a lot of things to do, and I'm doing my best to promote my country, to promote the relationship, the friendly relationship between Tunisia and India, and make sure that the opportunities that are in both countries are well explored between our people and our two countries.
So you told us that you have been watching a lot of Indian movies. Can you tell us who is your favorite actor and which one is your favorite movie?
Well, my favorite movie still it was Mother India. I think one of the most famous movie that I have keep in mind, because it was a story, and I think one of the best movie of all time is still for me is Mother India, because as I said, it's a story, because it's like if you want to say about singer first, singer is at the outset a voice. So it was a story. That's the movie I have. I've watched it many times and still want to watch it every time. My favorite actor in India, I think, Amitabh Bachchan. So that's he been always I have been always a fan of him. He's a great actor, and think one of the big status of the Indian movie, and he will always be.
What about now? Who's your favorite actor in Bollywood right now?
Salman Khan. And I also used to like Sashi Kapoor. I think he passed away recently. One of the first movie I watched, he was one of the old actor too. He was very famous in Tunisia with his movies. So Salman Khan is very good actor too. So, but as I said, those are three actors that I like the most. I think there are a lot of Indian actors who are very famous, so they are all good. But those three that I really like and I'm a fan of. So there are other, I can't recall the names, but as I said, there are many good actors. That's what makes India cinema one of the best cinema in the world.
What are the commonalities that you see between Indian and Tunisian culture?
Well, I think there are a lot of similarity, but when it comes to food, I think we both like spices food. So, but even Indian eat more spices. I think the most similarity, I think the value of the family value. I think both we are very attached to our family. I think we both like the family. We both like to be surrounded by family. The family is very important for both of us. I think that's one of the most important value. Of course, we share other values, our respect for human rights, for human being, for animals, for nature. So, but I think the family is very important value that we both share. That's why we come, when Indian go to Tunisia or Tunisian come to India, they feel very familiar. And also the history, whatever you go through India, there is something about history. This is what you will see in Tunisia if you go and see the sites around the country. So you feel that you are in a country with old civilization. And as you know, I think Carthage, one of the most powerful city in the world at the time, was Carthage. So I think family is the most important value that we both share.
Citizens of Tunisia are eligible for scholarships in India. How do you think this promotes the culture exchange program between both countries?
So I told you, people-to-people contact, interaction is very important. I think both sides, either India and Tunisia, give an important, very high priority to those contacts. And I think now we are seeing more and more Tunisian coming to India, especially through ITAC program. There's some for training, for learning, because when you look at it, Tunisia and India have the same development challenges. So in India is, as it helps Tunisia during its independence, even before, India was a very ardent defender of Tunisia independence, before independence and after. So now India, given its long-standing relation with Tunisia, with all African countries, is very committed to Africa, to help African, and as I said, we have the common development challenges. And then through ITEC, through other programs, many Tunisians come to learn and to improve their skills. And I think ITEC and ICCR are two good programs. Also, when it comes to cultural exchange, through ICCR, there's some cultural exchange, some musical, some dance bands go to Tunisia from India and vice versa. And that's how we built on this exchange to further enhance and diversify the country and to cement them further and further. So I think both programs plays very good role to enhance and to further promote the interaction between the two people.
The bilateral trade between India and Tunisia was $565 million in 2012, and as I know, it has been declining ever since. What do you think is the cause, and what can both countries do to promote this?
I think even 5 million is not enough, given the huge potential that we both have. So I think that both countries can do more, and especially with the involvement of private sector. There are a lot of opportunity, and during the last joint committee of India-Tunisia joint committee that took place in Delhi and headed by their excellencies, Her Excellency the Minister of External Affairs, Mrs. Sousma Chouarez, and His Excellency Minister of Foreign Affairs of Tunisia, Mr. Khmei Jinawi, they emphasize on the importance of promoting trade between the two countries, and then given the potential that we have. So, and we have a target to improve and to promote the trade between the two countries into 1 billion in the next $1 billion during the next year. It's very possible to get to that to that amount and maybe more. So given what the kind of potential we have, so I said we need further participation in both sides, sector, more involvement of private sector, because we can't do it without sector. Private sector, it plays vital role to promote trade between any two countries. I think we need both to see more activities or more active private sector to in playing a role that promote further trade between the countries. There are many sectors that we can explore and that we can use to further promote trade between the two countries. Today, it's the phosphate. It's one of the main product that India is important. It has been important since the 50s. So, but there are other sectors that we can promote. Olive oil is one of the sector. That Tunisia is one of the main exporter and producer of olive oils. Is one that we can further promote and export to India. Tourism is one other sector. Technology of information and communication. There are many sectors that we can, both countries can explore to further promote trade between the two countries. There is, as I said, potential is there. We have to just to work hard, all of them, private and public sector, and to explore it and to contribute to further promote the trade between the country. We are working on that, and inshallah we'll get to that.
As you mentioned, India has been importing more than 50% of phosphoric acid from Tunisia. How does this affect the economy of Tunisia?
Actually, we have even a joint venture because it's. I know the phosphate is so important for India. We are a country that produce. In 2013, there was a joint venture project between Tunisian companies and Indian companies. So for us, Indian market, it's a guaranteed market. So, and promoting phosphate to Tunisia, it's not from yesterday, but it goes back to the 50s. So it's one of the main products that we are exporting to India. But I think we can do more. I would like to diversify, not only to stick to phosphate. So we can improve exportation of such a vital product for India, but we can look on the to other sector and to other product to promote to between the two countries.
Can you tell us about your future plans on promoting the cultural exchange program between these two countries?
Well, as I told you, we are lucky. Both countries are lucky to have such an old civilization, a rich civilization. There is always something to promote. So we can do it through promoting tourism between the two countries. We can do it promoting cultural exchange. We can do it through participation in exhibition, through lectures, through people-to-people contact. So we have, in fact, this year we are celebrating. We will be celebrating the 16th year of anniversary of the establishment of relation between India and Tunisia. You know, they have been established in 1958. So the Embassy of India in Tunisia is having a program of celebrity. Inshallah, we will have the same thing through the organization of cultural event, movie, Tunisian movie. So that we have, we are on the process of finalizing a program that we can. But we still have, for example, we still have some during the year that a musician comes to India. So we have many plans for this year to celebrate this anniversary regarding the establishment of diplomatic relation between two countries. So we have the material, so we don't have to worry. We can promote this year, next year, and the year after. We have our culture is rich. Both countries' culture is rich. So we will always have something to offer to our in Tunisia and India.
And how do you describe the current relations between India and Tunisia?
I think the relationship have been always excellent. They are excellent, and as I said, we were working to make them better. In fact, that's what the ministers of foreign affairs, both countries, insist on. We have the political relations are excellent. They have been always excellent. That's, I think, that is the important when in any relation, to promote any relation, you need good political relation. That is we have. So as long we have in this, which is an excellent relation, so the rest can be very easily done. So during the last visit of the Minister of External Affairs, Mr. Ahmed Genewi, to India, and his meeting with Her Excellency Mrs. Susma Swares, and other Minister of External Affairs of India and other officials, both party agreed that the relation, political relation, excellent, either on bilateral level or at international forum on the multilateral level. So they are excellent. So this is the foundation for promoting and enhancing cooperation. We have it. So the rest, it can be very easy done. So we are working. We signed one agreement on cooperation and justice, one on youth cooperation, two agreements between one between the representative, the private sector in Tunisia, Lutika, and the CIA, and then another one between FIDO and the Center for Exportation Promotion, and one on the technology information. There were around 7 MOU that have been signed during the last joint committee in India. So I think that adds to what have been achieved till now, and then we look forward to further promote the relationship on the economic side and between the two countries.
What memory will you take back with you once your term is over in here?
Well, I'll tell you when I'm done. I have a lot of memory until now, but I will wait until I finish my term, and I hope we can have another interview, and then at the time I tell you what good memory. I still have some couple of years, so then I will have selection of memories, and then I will tell you.
So have you visited any places outside of Delhi yet?
Yes, I did. In fact, one of the places I liked, I went last year to Hampi International Festival. It was one of, they call it the Lost Empire. I was very impressed by the sites they have there. It's a very important place. I had spent a good time. I went to Jhanghar, I went to Bangalore, I went to Karnataka, there's so many places that I visited, but I think I need more time to visit all India. I think I need at least 1 year, complete 1 year to finish visiting, or more than that. So, and I'm planning to visit all other places because it's so diversified. I think every 50 kilometers you have new civilization, you have new culture, you have new food. So India is very rich. So, and I hope I will have the chance to visit as much as I can in India and to enjoy my stay in India.
Which city is your favorite so far, and which city would you like to visit the most?
I think I like to visit all Indian cities. As I said, each city has its own charm, its own specificities, its own characteristics. So each city, it has its old past, its old culture. So I think every city in India, from every city in India, you will learn something. So I would like to visit all the cities in India.
Which are some places in Tunisia that Indians can visit, Indian tourists can visit?
Well, I think all Tunisia, it's good for Indian tourists because, first of all, Indian like civilization, and there are plenty of civilization site to visit. Indian like culture, culture is everywhere. I think beach is there, mountain is there, so it's a Mediterranean country. The food is there, they have vegetarian food, if they want to eat meat or fish, it's there. So it's a diversified country that I think there is a place for every tourist, Indian tourist in Tunisia.
Would you like to pass a message to the Indians through Embassy News?
Well, thank you first of all for having me. It's a good opportunity to be on the show. I like just to say to Indian is that Tunisia and India have many shared value, and they are very welcome to visit Tunisia. In fact, today, since last October, visa requirements have been waived from Indian tourists, so they don't need visa to go to Tunisia. The only thing they need is valid passport, valid return ticket, and valid reservation at the hotel. So you are very welcome into Tunisia, to visit Tunisia, where I'm sure you will find hospitality and friendly people. And as I know, Indians are very curious to learn about civilization. There are plenty of things to learn in Tunisia.
Thank you for giving us your precious time and having us here and being on our show. I really got interested in visiting Tunisia, and I think I will be visiting soon, inshallah. So thanks a lot for having us here. And thank you all for watching NBC News.